Hello everybody, my name is of course Brian Downing. After 5 hours in, trying yet again the third time around to get small custom packages or modules in Python running, and the wonkiness and just the pure hell that this language is in, and the state of it. After 30 years of software development, I've never seen anything like this. This is not to me how languages should move forward and progress. This, my friends, is a complete dog's breakfast. Now, I am going to show you some other languages, yet I'll just show you why. After 5 hours of working with Python and my interpretation of it, it's just a goddamn mess. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, so I am a kind of person that likes IDEs, integrated development environments. I like them. They're easy to work with. They're visual. They get me and get the job done, right? So we're an R Studio, the language. This is the IDE for R Studio. Let me show you a very simple but critical thing to install an R package. It's all managed right here. It's very easy, okay? Let's say I want to install, I don't know, quant mod, right? Do I have it? Here, let me just, let me just see my list. You can just see how visual I can, here, if I want to install this puppy, I can just, where's my Lattice? I just click on whatever I want, install, okay? Yes, I confirm. Install. Oh, that would help, wouldn't it? So, in my case, I want to install, let's say, originally quant mod. And see right here, off she goes and installs my package that I want, up and running. It also installs all the dependency packages as well. That's R Studio. That's how I like my languages. Makes my life easier. I don't have to worry about wonky crap. Like, honestly. Okay, so as you know, I can pretty well tell I'm on Windows. Now, I'm not going to get into Anaconda right now, but let me just show you Entropy. Now, I've shown this before. This looks good, actually. Has the R packages. I've shown this before. The equivalent of an IDE in Python. Okay, here's the package manager. All this stuff, the equivalent I just showed you in R Studio. Everything works great. Awesome. But let's say there's a package out there that I want to install called Viz. Let me just see here. This one right here. So I want to install this guy here, VI Spy or whatever, Visual Spy. Unfortunately, I don't expect Entropy to see it and have it available. Maybe it's early stage development. I don't know. But I still want to be able to use it. So where does that lead me to go? Okay, so I want to do this little plot. Cool. Okay, awesome. But how do I install it in a Python as a newbie? Where do I go? Okay, so that's one IDE. Obviously, it's pretty clear to me that that's going to go nowhere, right? So we've tried this Canopy, Entropy, Canopy, IDE. So we got another one called Anaconda, which this one has the IPython notebook, the IPython Qt console. I guess these are just front ends. But this one I know that seems to be the closest that I can get to. It's a spider. And honestly, like, where do I go? I've got, how many consoles I got? One console, another console. I've got my IPython console. And here's my interpreter on my command prompt. Everything's running fine. It's on my system path, right? I've got this package manager for Python working. I can install packages this way, which seems to work okay. Everything's hunky-dory. I've run this before. Pip install numpy, one of the standard ones. Says that I've already got it installed. Great. But if I want to install this viz py, you can't do that. What you got to do is follow these instructions. This is one of the tutorials. Actually, there's a GitHub for this particular package, right? And let me just see. There is a tutorial how to do it. Well, anyways, from what I gather, I'm supposed to run this setup here, right? So let me do that. If I go to that particular hub, so in my case, I come under here. Where's my setup? There's a setup Py script I'm supposed to run. So let me go to that within my path, right? So apparently I go Python vi spy I guess py or no, sorry, setup, and then is it .py install? I guess that's what I'm supposed to run. Off she goes. Looks good. Yay. And then it starts barfing. Trying to install this 1.9. You can see all these warnings. Source not found. Like, seriously, how's somebody supposed to work with that? Honestly. That's just install this. So therefore, I will not be able to run this package, this source file right here. Just ain't gonna run according to this documentation. I understand this thing's in alpha mode or not. It's not ready. I get that, but I still want to run it. I can still run in our studio beta versions and alpha versions of packages, no problem. Very easy to install. But let alone we run into these difficulties, of course. Now, continuing along, how the hell is somebody supposed to work with the spider? Python? What's the difference between all this stuff? It's really frustrating, to be honest, as a language. I've never seen languages work like this, where I've got these different IDs for different purposes, for different reasons, and they have all these different packages that don't seem to be compatible. Here's the IDE, and again, I got my IPython console, this console. I don't know if it belongs to this console. They got kernels for those consoles. I mean, okay, I guess maybe I'm a little too new at it, but still, it's daunting. And let me show you the Python, where to go to download Python. This is a big concern I would have. For Python as a language, and ours is going through the same problem, is we got CPython. And now get this. This is the throwing they'll throw. Which Python do you want? You want the 3x or do you want the Python 2x? What's the friggin' difference? Well, apparently there's a huge difference between this and that one. And well, guess what? It's Python, but they're two different languages. They're not unified. R's going through the same thing with their R2 versus R3. And from my perspective, how the hell am I going to know what to work with in 3 years from now, or 2 years from now, 5 years from now? Will my scripts still work? Where are the packages going to be? What are the state of them? It's a complete mess. Seriously. So I decided to look at TOB once again to see where Python lies. And golly gee, I don't know. losing momentum a little bit. But again, the one I've been watching, F sharp, is still on the rise with a double chevron. Seriously, like if you really want a language to progress, and remember, this is somebody with 30 years of software development, where, okay, just on the interpreter side, do I use 3.4.1 or do I use this Python 2.78? And of course, I have my webinar. I knew to choose 2.78, but if I'm a newbie not knowing any of it, it's confusing. And let alone trying to work the Windows versus a Linux versus a Mac, it's like, what the hell? It's like it's a complete dog's back breakfast. So let me show you another way of doing it. Now, I've shown you the Canopy Entropy version. I've shown you this Anaconda. And now let me show you the Microsoft way. That seems to be the right way. But again, will it work? Honestly, I have no idea. So if I go into a new project, I've got Python as a language option, and I've got Iron Python versus Python Python itself. If Iron Python was 100% compatible with Python, native Python, I'd be okay with that. But it's not. And therefore, I'm trying to work with Python. It's like, by the end of the night, I won't have any hair left. So to do things like, okay, I've shown you this module or this package here, VSI, Pi, whatever, the charting. Here's another one that I was interested in, C types. I have no idea how to work with this. I don't even know how to install it, let alone what to call it. And looking at this documentation, I personally think it's been written by a cat. And then, of course, we have this one. Like, yeah, we want to embed Python, run it within C++ or C, have Python call C or C++. And this is where it gets really fun. This one goes, well, make sure that you have something like 3.4 Python running. Well, look, okay, great, but what happens if I want to run 2.78? What do I do with this? I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. This language is like probably 5 different languages in one. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to even touch it. 3 iterations in, 5 hours alone on this session with Python. I'm still going nowhere. You know what? Honestly, I'll stick with my Visual Studio. And when it comes to languages, here's what I'll choose: C++, C Sharp, and probably F Sharp as a replacement to Python. God damn, what a mess this language is. And I personally have lost interest in this language. It sounds like you got to be a rocket scientist to use Python, and it sounds like a lot of people are okay with it. But as I said, I wonder where you'll be in a year, 3 years from now with Python, and what you'll be doing, and let alone if you'll be, what your hair will be like, what your health will be like using this monstrosity of a language. 4 different versions, 3 different IDEs, 3 different ways, 2 different interpreters. It's like, what the hell? It's like, this ain't fun, folks. I don't want to know about it, and I guess you could say I've given it one last chance. I appreciate everybody has been supportive on tonight's webinar. Jeff, Gigi, guys got me all excited about this language. I spent 5 hours on this. No more. I want to keep my sanity. If you look, it's 3 in the morning and I'm nowhere in sight with this. I can get the basics running, but I want to add some really cool stuff, like embedding Python. What I've been hinted, the C types to call Python to call DLLs. Awesome. I have no confidence in this. I want to be able to run some custom charting with this VI Spy. I don't want to do basic stuff with NumPy and pandas and all that. I want to do some advanced stuff. And as it stands right now, I just don't want to go through this. There are better options for me, and that's why I like to use my C sharp, probably my C++, my MATLAB, thank you the Lord, and hopefully, maybe, one day, F sharp. I'm sorry, but this, Python, the language, is a monstrosity, a dog's breakfast I just don't want to get into. And if it works for you, great, congratulations. But heaven help the people behind this language and the different interpreters and versions and where it's going. Oh God, I think I've had enough of a comedy show. This is a horror show from my perspective, but enough ranting. I need to go to bed and rest up and maybe hope to hell somebody can help me. But even if they can, I don't want to do it anymore. But in Python, I tried. 3 times over I have tried. Oh, but I'll just continue working with MATLAB. And if the people at MathWorks see this, they're probably laughing pretty hard right now. Or whatever. Python, I don't want to get into it. But I just want to let people know why and how and why I've given up on this language and this whole development IDE thing. It's just thanks, but no thanks. Have a good day.